Hey everyone, it's Alexander Robinson. Welcome to the channel, and this is my retro review for Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man, which came out in 1951, and much like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, is the final hurrah for the classic era of Invisible Man movies. Again, kind of weird that it's happening in an Abbott and Costello comedy. Bud Abbott and Lou Costello play Bud Alexander and Lou Francis. Wow, that's highly original. Anyway, they are two friends that have graduated from detective school, and they decide to start their own firm to try and be detectives. Their first client happens to be a boxer named Tommy Nelson, who is a runaway from the law because he has been accused of a murder that he didn't commit. Furthermore, he has taken a formula that allows him to become invisible as he tries to recruit Lou and Bud to help him find whoever framed him. So, does that sound familiar? It's basically the plot of The Invisible Man Returns, which is ironic because Vincent Price was in that movie. He cameoed as the Invisible Man in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and yet he is not playing the Invisible Man this time around. I have spoken highly of the Invisible Man franchise. The original classic from 1933 is my third or second favorite of the Universal Monster movies. I just think it's a wonderful movie. The Invisible Man Returns really surprised me. Not a big fan of Invisible Woman, but Invisible Agent is a lot of fun, and The Invisible Man's Revenge is not good, but it has its moments. And now we come to Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. My opinions on this movie are basically on par with Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. There are some things about it that I really enjoy, but I didn't find it as funny as maybe people thought it was back in 1951. Now, I will say this though, even though Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein might be the more famous of the bunch, I think this is a slightly superior movie in the sense that it feels more focused. It might be a rehash of The Invisible Man Returns, but that allows this movie to be a little more streamlined. We actually get more focus on Abbott and Costello, and we only have one monster to deal with, the Invisible Man. And there are some really funny moments throughout. Most of it is chuckle-worthy, but there are two sequences. One of them's more running gag that really got a laugh out of me. The running gag is when the police think Lou is crazy for seeing an invisible man. So they take him to a therapist at the police station, but the watch that the therapist is using to try to put Lou to sleep ends up being used on himself, and when Lou has the watch, he somehow manages to put the entire police force to sleep. It's stupid, but it's just so funny, and honestly, it just keeps getting funnier every time they do it. And then the boxing match near the end of the movie got a lot of laughs out of me. And there are points where Lou is just completely helpless and is getting his ass whooped, and then other points where the Invisible Man is actually helping and making it seem like Lou is this unstoppable beast. If you remember the dart game scene in The Invisible Man's Revenge, think of that, but expanded greatly in this movie and with Abbott and Costello in it. And much like with Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, I like how the Invisible Man is not playing this for laughs. Again, it's a different Invisible Man, like in every movie, but the actor who plays him, Arthur Franz, is taking this just as seriously as the other actors who have played Invisible Men were taking their roles seriously. But the movie is not without its problems, though. Like I said, it's a rehash of The Invisible Man Returns, and reusing the same plot doesn't bother me as much as the fact that it recycles scenes straight up from that movie. For example, in both movies, there's a sequence where the scientist who creates the formula is testing it out on guinea pigs. In Invisible Man Returns, he's actually testing an antidote to turn guinea pigs visible again, but it doesn't work. And in this movie, the scientist is using the formula to turn the guinea pig invisible, so it's just a reversal. And then this movie, I guess, tries to be in the same continuity as the original Invisible Man, because they have a photo of Claude Rains in the laboratory, and once again they call this character John Griffin, even though it's Jack Griffin. Yeah, so that stuff I had a little more of an issue with, but the big problem I had with the movie was the way it ended. It's just so stupid and kind of off-putting. So spoilers for a nearly 75-year-old movie, but there's a big tussle when we find out who framed the Invisible Man for murder, and the Invisible Man ends up getting a knife thrown into his heart. And when that happened, I was like, oh shit, because being an Abbott and Costello comedy, I didn't expect to see something like that happen. So he's taken to the hospital, still alive, and he gets a blood transfusion from Lou, which finally allows him to become visible now that everything is wrapped up. However, Lou in return starts becoming invisible, and he takes this opportunity to grab one of the nurses at the hospital and give her an open mouth kiss. And when that happened, I thought, that's sexual assault. That is not a good way to end the movie. So that's the off-putting part. The stupid part is when he fully becomes visible again, but his feet are on backwards, and it's dumb. So as much as I think that this movie is a little more focused and maybe less chaotic than Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, that ending was pretty off-putting, just because of sexual assault and how stupid it is. So there are things to like about it, but I say watch at your own risk. I might not be in love with Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, but that movie is at the very least iconic. And this movie has its funny moments, but man, that ending, you're just better cutting the movie off right before Lou becomes invisible, because that ending really kind of sours the whole experience. And there you go, that's my review for Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, we've got one more Abbott and Costello crossover to review, and that's the very late Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. I know there are other crossovers that they did, like Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer Boris Karloff, but these were the only 3 movies that were in my Universal Monsters box set. And plus, we're already close to the middle of November, so how much longer am I going to drag this series on? But yeah, tomorrow I'll be talking about this final movie right here for not only Abbott and Costello at Universal, but the classic Mummy. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I want to give a special thank you to my subscribers and YouTube members right over here. You guys are the reason why this channel continues to grow every day. And if you want to help to financially support the channel, you could do so via YouTube memberships for as little as $1.99 a month. But until next time, I want to know what you guys think about Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. If you've seen it, whatever the case may be, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button to get notifications. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on these social media platforms and my theme park and travel channel right here on YouTube. I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, have a good day and take care of yourselves.